Right, you need graph paper. We're going straight to linear programming. We're doing one example, right? And then we will do one without having to draw, right? So last day we stopped at right? Last day we stopped at transformations. We want to quickly do a linear programming example. Sometimes you have to draw it, sometimes you don't have to draw it, right? So we are going to develop the inequalities and then draw the line and draw the inequality, right? All right. Before we try to figure out the inequalities, we need to remember these little things here, right? Less than or fewer than, that's the symbol. Greater than or more than, that's the symbol. At most or no more than, that's the symbol. At least, no less than, that's the symbol we're using, right? So I want you to be able to work out questions when they say X is no more than 24 or Y is no more than 24. How you will write that? How you will write Y is no more than 24? Y is no more than is less than or equal to 24, right? Suppose they say X plus Y is at least 9. X plus Y is more than or equal to 9. That's okay? So you have to remember these wordings here in order for you to develop the inequalities, right? Suppose I said 2x plus 5y is no more than 12. What's the symbol going there? Which one? Less than or equal to. Right, but here's the problem. You might be able to figure out the inequalities, but you have to be able to draw the inequalities. All right? I showed you last day how to draw a line, right? How do you draw the line 2x plus 5y is equal to 12? Pick on somebody there. Faith. How you'll draw the line 2x plus 5y is 12? As we did last day. Yesterday, actually. And I mean, draw a line yesterday? No? Right? In order for you to draw a line, remember, you need to get 2x values. So you pick x equal to something. Let's say x is 2. And you find for y. And then you pick for x, pick an xx value, and then solve for y. And then what you'll have, what you see, you'll end up with 2 points. Okay? Once you have the 2 points, draw your line. Now for the inequality part. All right? Here's what I want you to remember about inequalities. Below the line is less than, above the line is more than. Okay, so write this down, please. Do I have that here? I don't think I have that here. So you will have to write that down. Right, I'll do it in corner here. Whenever you're drawing inequalities, right? Whenever you draw a line, let's say a line looks something like this. Right? Above the line, above your line is more than, and below the line is less than. Right? If your line looks like this instead, same principle applies. Above the line is more than, below the line is less than. Right? Same principle applies, right? If it was a line looking like this, same thing. Above the line, more than, below the line, less than. That's okay? But suppose the line look like this. Where is more than? More than is to the right, less than is to the left. Okay? So make a note of those things, right? A, B, C, D. Morning. All right, let's take a look at this. Everybody writing ourselves? Right, just summarize it, right? Above is more than, below is less than. Okay, take a little picture of it because I want to do a question. Take a pic if you didn't write it as well. So we're starting right here one time, right? So if you take a look here, the diagram below shows the graph of 3 lines and a shaded area, right? So they gave us the lines and we have to figure out the inequality. The inequality associated with y equal to 3 is y is more than 3. Hold on, Right. So they said the inequality associated with y equal to 3 is y is equal to more than, right? So watch this here. Anybody remember how to draw the line y equal to 3? Horizontal line or vertical line? Yeah, by the thing. Y equal to 3? Yeah, because y equal to 3 is the horizontal, right? So the things that we learned yesterday and the day before, you're supposed to know them today as well, I guess. Right? Don't forget those things, right? So look back, find them. Right, so watch this here. So this question, they gave us the lines. And technically, we have to figure out the inequalities. All right? So y equal to 3, the part above it is shaded. So that means that the inequality is what? Y is more than or equal to 3. That makes sense? That makes sense? So look at x equal to 2 and x plus y is equal to 10. Write down the corresponding inequalities. Okay? Look at what's shaded and write down the corresponding inequalities. They give us the line. You have to figure out the inequality. All right? So look at where it's shaded. If to the right shaded, figure it out. If below it shaded, figure it out. Yeah? Okay, Sama? X equal to 2. Which part is shaded? To the right and to the left? So it means it's what? More than or less than? Short? Check back where you just write down. More than. X is more than or equal to 2. Next one. I'm picking somebody else. Yolanda. Which part is shaded? X plus y equal to 10. Below or above? Right below the line is shaded. So is it less than or more than? Less than. So the answer is x plus y is less than or equal to 10. Everybody okay with that? That's all you're doing. right? But here's the problem. The problem is some of all you can't draw lines, right? So let us pretend we had x plus y is equal to 10. And I asked you to draw that line. What do you need to draw a line? 2 points, right? But yeah, besides the ruler, right? You need 2 points, right? So here's how you figure out which 2 points to choose. Come down here. Come down here, pick a value. Pick x as 2. So you'll get 2 plus y is 10, y is equal to 8. So plot 2, 8, that's right here. Everybody okay with that? That's all you have to remember. Pick a value from the x-axis, find the y value, plot it. Pick a next value, pick x is 6. 6 plus y is 10, y is 10 minus 6. Y is 10 minus 6, so y is 4. So you're plotting 6, 4. That's right here. And then connect the line. That's okay? And that's it. You are done. Okay? Please, when it connect in the line, do connect right here alone. Draw it all the way to the x, all the way to the y, and all the way to the x. That's okay? That's how you draw your line. How do you know where to shade? If the inequality is less than, shade below the line, right? If you don't want to shade, just put arrows. I like to put arrows, right? So you can just put this. And if you want to shade the common region. You're okay with that? Everybody okay with that? All right. So that's the way you do the inequality, right? Steady 2 inequality is nice. Next, after you do the inequality and the shaded, here's what they ask you. They gave you an equation P, satisfies the solution above. Identify the 3 pairs of values that has a max or a min. What are they talking about there? What are they talking about there? What are those 3 values they're talking about, Ricardo? The 3 values that satisfy everything.
8, 3, and 7.
Nah, something wrong there. And they're talking about these vertices here? Right. So you have to say 2, 2, 2, 8, 6, 3. All right? Those are the 3 inequalities those are the 3 coordinates that satisfy all 3 inequalities. All right? So when you reach this part of the question, all you have to do, find the common region and write down those coordinates, right? 2, 8, 6, 3, 2, 2. Sorry, 7, 3. Thank you. 7, 3. Right? And then we could go back and answer it. So when you're doing this question, your first step, draw all the inequalities and then look for the common region, right? And then they ask us, which pair would make it maximum? Anybody can help me out there? How are we going to know which pair of those 3 there would make it maximum? What is do? Yeah, Bradley? Put it in which one? Enter profit, right? Nice. So which one will work? Work it out fast, Olia. Work it out, tell me which one gives you the largest value for P. So substitute this one here, each one, and work it out. Tell me which one giving you the largest P value. Work it out fast. Not in your head, on paper. Soraya, hurry up. Right, but I write on the board because somehow on YouTube the board not showing up. I'm not sure why. Right, so whenever you're doing a linear programming, you have to get the inequality, draw the inequality, find the shaded region.
So would it be? So would it be 7? Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yep, you gotta work out which one give the largest one. That they are. All right, so let us see which one worked out. So doing the first one, that will be P is equal to 5 by 2 plus 2 by 8 minus 3. All right, so that is 10, 26, 23. Next one, P is equal to 5 by 7 plus 2 by 3. So that's 35 plus 3 is 41. 35 plus 3 is 38. Right? And the third one will be P is equal to 5 by 2 plus 2 by 2 minus 3, which is 11. Correct? So which one gives you the maximum? 7, 3. Which one gives you the minimum? 2, 2. Nice. So that's the way you do a linear programming, right? Let's do our next one. Right? I'll do what you'll recognize in the more recent years that you don't really have to draw everything. Just give you some of the info and you have to fill in the rest. Okay? Let's go again. Let's see if we could do this one. I will help you draw the lines. Take a little read and see if we can figure out the inequalities here. Take a little read and see if we can figure out the inequalities. All right, so let's check out the inequalities that we end up with. All right, first one. Trish wishes to buy X oranges and Y mangoes, which she intends to carry in her bag. Her bag has space for only 6 fruits. So when you add up the oranges and the mangoes, it could only add up to 6 at most.
So X plus Y is.
Yes, look at it. Less than or equal to 6. Right? To get a bargain, she must buy at least 2 mangoes. So mangoes is Y. Y is more than or equal to 2. All right? So the first inequality, X plus Y is less than or equal to 6. Second inequality, Y is more than or equal to 2. Then they said, put this one in words. What you all came up with?
The number of mangoes has to be at least the same number as 2 mangoes.
At least
At least 2 oranges.
the number of mangoes is what? No more than twice the number of oranges.
Yeah.
Right? That's not the same thing you say there. At least will be the other way around. Right? So all you have to do is to write what Y is, write what that symbol is, and just write what that is. Okay? Y is mangoes, X is oranges. Okay? So all you have to say is mangoes is no more than twice the number of oranges. That's it. Okay? Don't add in any extra words because you can make it sound wrong, right? So our 2 inequalities are those 2, and they gave us one more. Y is less than or equal to 2x. Right, nice. Now for the hard part. Right, I will do it for you. You will talk me through it. They gave us the line Y is equal to 2x, right? But that inequality is what? Less than or more than? Less than, right? So where are we shading? Above the line and below the line? below the line, right? So we're shading down here. Right. I need help here. How to draw this line? Y is equal to 2. How to draw y is equal to 2? Horizontal line, right? Draw a horizontal line. Where do I shade? Above or below? Above. Very good. Why? Because it's more than. You all see the common regions so far? Yeah, Sama is seen it, but you didn't watch that yet. Right? So the common region where all the arrows pointing, right? We have one more line, the hard line, x plus y equal to 6. How do I draw that line? I want somebody to guide me through how to draw that line. Anybody? Pick a x value. Give my example. X is what? All right, we can do it mentally while the pen charging. X is 2, so y is how much? 4, right? 2 plus 4 is 6, right? And then pick a next one. X is 3 and y is 3, right? You can do that mentally. You all seeing that? And then you draw the line all the way out, right? Right, so you all said that, I just following what I was say, right? You all said when x is 2, y is 4, so that's here. When x is 3, y is 3, so that's here. So I am just going to connect those 2 points and draw a line. Where do I shade? It's less than. Where do I shade? Above or below? Below. Right? You all see the common region where all the arrows pointing? See that? Common region is here. What are the vertices? What are the vertices that satisfy?
2, 4, 2,
2, wait, start over.
2, 1.
No, something wrong. 1, 2, pick the x value first, right? Next one is what? 2, 4, very good. Last one is?
4.
Right? Always the x, then the y, right? Don't get those little things wrong. Everybody okay there? Yeah. Online, are you okay there? In the back, are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? So it's important you learn to draw the line. Real simple. They will always give you a scale. Pick an x value from here and plot it. Okay? Don't make up your own values for x because sometimes you can end up with fractions and things. And I will show you a line off. I think I have one more part here. We call those the vertices that satisfy all 3 inequalities. Right? And that's it. And then you plug it into a formula if they gave you, but it didn't give you one in this one, right? Are you okay with linear programming? Prices? You sure? All right, so that is your linear programming, right? So I kind of help you out there, right? You don't have to use a graph paper. Right, again, if you want more practice, go to a video on linear programming and you'll see how many examples I did. Go back and do them over. Pause it, do it, and look at the answer. Okay? But if you look at the recent years, they have not asked you to draw all the lines. They might just ask you to draw one or two. So it will be that same format here, if they give it. The bad thing or the good thing is that if you don't see linear programming in paper 2, you'll see it in paper 3, where you have to draw the whole thing. All right? So as I said, I'll do a day of paper 3s for you, right? I don't really have much, so if all they have, just share them, right? All I have is what the big PDF have. Right. So that's the end of linear programming. That's the end of linear programming. Let's take a look at go and sit down. Where else would be better for you, boy? Huh? You get it? Right. Right. That's linear programming. Let's take a look at some. What kind of pictures are there? Like a little bandit way. That is what's the next one here? Right, let's go. Some stats. Right, we might have to do one plot, right? All right, so let's take a look at stats. I'll run through some definitions, how to plot bar charts, pie charts, histograms, how to do cumulative frequency and pan quartiles. All right, I think I have an example here, mean too. Or do I? Nah, I just have the formula. Right? Let's start in statistics. We need to remember these values. You're guaranteed to see a question like this. Okay? These questions always come like number 4, 5, around there. Right, so population, we have to know this definition. Population, the entire group being investigated, sample, subsetted population. So if the population is all the students in this class, a sample might be all the students with classes. All right? Discrete data is take whole numbers only. So for example, if I pass around and ask age, right, one might tell me 92, one might tell me 24, 75, right? But it will tell me whole numbers only. Okay? Continuous data, that'll be a range of values. So if I walk around and ask your height, one person might say 112.3 centimeters, one might say 20.4 centimeters, and so on. Okay? It will cover a range of values. Are you okay with that? So yeah, you have to know the difference between continuous and discrete. Raw data is like if I just walk through the class and I say, okay, your age is 12, right? Your age is 21, right? And it's not ordered, okay? So raw data is not ordered. Ordered data, well, I'll put it in ascending order, right? How do we find average now? Average is simple. If I gave you 3 values, 11, 12, and 13, average is add them up and divide by the total. That's okay? That's if the data is raw. If it's ungrouped, do it like that. But if the data like this, all the children 0 to 11, all the children 12 to 17, right? And then you have a frequency 11 and 4, then you can't find mean like that. You have to find mean using this method. Okay? You multiply the frequency by x is what? Anybody remember? What is x? If I gave you the range 0 to 11, what is x? X is the what? 0. X is the 11, 1, the midpoint. Very good. X is the midpoint. Okay? X is the middle of the range. Right? So the first time you're hearing that in your life, write it down. All right? F is frequency. And X is the midpoint of the range. Next, what is your, so mean means average. Median is your middle value of an ordered set. So if I ask you to find median, what's the first thing you have to do with the values? What's the first thing you have to do with the values, Elena? If I ask you to find the median, what's the first thing you have to do with the values? Add it up. Order it, right? Order, right? You have to make sure they're in ascending order. So if I gave you 11, 12, 92, 41, 31, right? The first thing you have to do before you find the median, which is the middle value, you have to put them in order. So you put 11, 12, 31, 41, 92. That is your median. Everybody okay with that? So this is not your median. This 31 here is your median. Must be ordered. Okay? Right? Mode, most frequent value, probability, chances of something happening. For those who never saw probability, if I ask you to find the probability of A, you have to figure out the number in A and divide it by the number in the total amount. For example, if you have these 5 numbers, 1, 4, 3, 2, and 5, right? And you throw them in a hat and you randomly pick a number, right? What's the probability of choosing a 1? Right? How many numbers you have? 5. How many ones you have? 1. Right? What's the probability of choosing a 2? No, 1 over 5. So you have 1, 2. Right? What's the probability of choosing an even number? 2 over 5. What's the probability of choosing an odd number? 3 over 5. All right? And well, I saw standard deviation once in a year. They asked what it is. Standard deviation gives an idea of the spread of the values. All that means is this. If you have a mean, let's say you got a mean and the mean is 12, right? And you have a small standard deviation. All it's saying is that the values are not too far away from 12. If you have a large standard deviation, it means that your values are very far from 12. So you might get like 1 and 95 and things, right? But if you have a small standard deviation, it means that your values might just be really close to 12. That's okay? So I want you to remember that, right? Standard deviation implies how far away the values are from the mean. Are you okay with that? Again, if you never hear it, write it down. If you've never heard it before, write it down. You heard it already? Huh? Sorry. Yeah. Well, go write it down. Go write down if you hear it. You heard that already, standard deviation. So you know it. All right, Papi. Let me see what will happen. Right, so that's just some quick definition for us to run through. How far away the body is from the mean. How far away it is from the mean. You paying attention? How far away the values are from the mean. How far away the values are from the mean. Pie chart. How do we plot a pie chart? Right? Pie chart requires an angle. So all you have to do is take the percentage and multiply it by 360. Okay? Take the percentage or take the fraction. Everybody okay with that? All you have to, right? All you have to do is find the fraction of each one of them. Right? And then multiply it by 360 and plot it. Whenever you're drawing it, remember, start at one random point and then go all the way around. Okay? Next, bar charts. Bar chart is the one that has what? Has gaps, right? Histogram has no gaps. No gaps. Right? Anybody remember which one do I use for discrete data? Histogram or bar chart? Bar chart. Right? Bar chart is used for discrete data. Right? And your histogram is used for continuous data. Right? Histogram is used for continuous data. That's okay? All okay with that? Make a note of that, right? Discrete data, right? Discrete data, bar charts. Continuous data, histogram. Histogram has no gaps, right? Right. So we need to learn about class boundaries. If I give you a 318, 335, how do I get the boundaries? Right? Real simple. Right? Real simple, right? The boundary for 318, you're looking for the smallest value that will give you 318, and the answer is 317.5. 335, you're looking for the largest value that will give you 335, that'll be 335.5. Technically, it's less than 335.5. Well, why can't I include 335.5? Because if you include this, it becomes 336 when you're on the top, right? So really and truly is all the values less than 335.5. Okay? So this is called your lower class boundary. This is called your lower class boundary, and next one, the upper class boundary. You all remember how to do tally and thing? Tally is what? 4 strokes and then a line means what? 5, right? I'll show 10. 10 is what? Right? 2 gates? Yeah, right, yeah, 2 5s. Nice. Next, cumulative frequency. What does cumulative frequency imply? Right? Cumulative frequency shows you how the frequencies accumulate as it go down, right? Take a look at the table here. Take a look at the table there. If you look at the table, the frequencies are what? 5, 9, 13, 10, and 3. Right? What are the cumulative frequencies though? How you get the 14? What they did? Add the 5 and 9. How they got 27? Add the 5, 9, and the 13. How they got 27? 5, 9, 13, and 10. How they got 14? Add everything. Right, but I have a problem, right? What does the 14 represent? What's the range or the class that 14 represents on the cumulative frequency? 21 and 30, you sure? Anybody want to guess? Yeah, Malachi? 11 to 30, right? Remember, it cumulative, so it add up everything. That's okay? And what about the 27? It represents what? 11 to 40, right? Everything less than 40. Okay? Ideally, it should be what? 40.5, right? So you have to get boundaries. Right? A cumulative frequency graph allows us to measure the spread of data. By finding the value for each quarter or quartile, we can determine the mean, which is the middle, and so on, right? Here is an example for you to remember how to get lower quartile, median, and upper quartile. Lower quartile is 25% of the way, median is 50%, upper quartile 75%. Okay? This is the shape of a cumulative frequency graph. Everybody okay with that? Every time you draw a graph, which we will do one, the graph will look like that, right? And it shows you there how to read off the quartiles. Okay? This here is the formula to find quartiles. Lower quartile, 1/4 of n plus 1. Median, 1/2 of n plus 1. Upper quartile, 3/4 of n plus 1. Right? Interquartile range, Q3 minus Q1. Semi-interquartile range, Q2 minus Q1 and 2. Right? Everything in this summary, so make sure you look at it, right? So those are the things that we need to know for stats. Right? So we're going to do a couple examples now. Pim, pidim, pim, pidi. Where is stats? I want to do tricks today or tomorrow? Today? All right. Let me start with a little multiple choice now. Let's do one multiple choice. We won't do all. Let's check out number 2. What y'all think? What y'all think? Number 2. A, B, C, or D?
C.
All right. I hear B, I hear C, I hear D. Anybody say A?
C.
Anybody say A? Somebody ought to be right. Anybody say A?
I don't know. C.
No?
C.
Here or there? Anyone know? Pull up. Come there. Right. So let's see what we come up with, right? A bag contains 60 marbles of different colors, right? But similar in size. The probability of randomly choosing a red is 5 on 12. How many marbles does the bag contain? What y'all think? How many red does it contain? What you do? So if the probability is 5 on 12, so it's 5 on 12 by 60.
60.
Where you going, boy? 5 on 12 multiplied by 60. Right? That's 5. The answer is 25. No calculator. No calculator. Do it mentally, Ishana. All right. Let's try the next one. Ah, nice. I like these here, man. Making you think a little bit. They give you the mean. Work out C. You might have to write it down and work it out. Might have to do that. But I could be wrong. Huh? I could be wrong, sir. Work it out. Tell me what you got. A, B, C, or D. How you find mean again? Add up all and divide it by the total number, right? And they give you the answer. Yeah? No calculator. No calculator. Practice. Right? Some topics you'll get this squeeze in multiple choice as well, right? Huh? Yeah, a minute and a half. Every multiple choice is about a minute and a half. Half gone already. Without quick. Right, that's 7 values, right? 105. Total. Hey, we ain't doing too bad, man. Remember, tomorrow is 8:30 again, for those people who reach like 8:30 and 9 and 10. No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say you. No, I was watching this way. You end up last. Right? And don't forget, tomorrow is longer, right? Tomorrow is 8:30 until 12. 12 as I said, right? Yeah, tomorrow is whole day. And tomorrow is matrices and vectors and angles and circles and things. So you should be good at that. Nice. All right. What we got here? Sorry. What we got here? We got 4. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Wrong one. Sorry. So we got 14 plus 10 plus 18 plus C plus 21 plus 15 plus 14 all over 7 is equal to 15. All right. So when you add up everything on the left side, so when you carry across 7, you'll get 15 by 7. That is what? 35? Sorry. 105, right? And when you add up the left side, what you all got? 92 plus C. You all got that? Right? So C is equal to 105 minus 92. Right? Which is apple. Okay? All right, nice. Let's do one more now. Which one you all wouldn't like here, boy? Aha, probability. I feel I don't like that. Try number 11. And then we'll go to our next question. Right? How many marbles you have in all? You have 12 marbles in all, right? Add up all, right? Add up all. How many blue you have? So the answer is 3. A half, right? Let's go again. I'm gonna give you one more. That's mean is there's bring mean a lot. Right? You'll see a lot of mean and a lot of probability. Try the pie chart here. It's 160 coins, right? How many boys play football? Finish. What does this represent? What fraction? Quarter, right? So you find a quarter of 160, which is 40. Okay? Nice. This one here, 32. Jingle poles. Who's that? Malachi, that's you? What's the answer there? Yeah, just a minute. A, B, C, or D? C? Well, C is the best answer. C is the best answer. I just do like the, right? The equal to underneath there. But out of all, that'll be the best answer. All right, nice. Let's go to the real thing now. Paper 2. All right, what we say? What we see? Let me do a little. Nah, I wouldn't make all the draw histogram today. I want you to do a cumulative for me. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, graph page. I told you to make sure you have, right? Right. Let's work this out. Copy and complete the table to show the cumulative distribution. Let's do the values first. Right? We're doing one cumulative, a little histogram, and then we finish with this, right? Yeah, help me out here. What's the next value missing? Yeah. What's the next value missing? Under 40 is what? 70. Right? Remember, you're adding up all this to get this value, right? Next is what? Last value is 100, right? I want you to always remember, this should be equal to the total. All right? Right, before we plot all here, there's something we have to do. Come to the table, right? But before we plot, what do we do? Get the boundaries. Get the boundaries. And then what? Plot the what? We need boundaries here, right? So this will be 0.5. This is 0.5 to 10.5. This is 10.5 to 20.5. This is 20.5 to 30.5. This is 30.5 to 40.5. This is 40.5 to 50.5. All right? But what do we plot? For cumulative frequency graph, right? Remember you have something like this, right? Cumulative frequency, and you're going to have down here number of packages, right? Sorry, not number of packages, huh? Mass. Right? Anybody remember what you're going to plot? You're going to plot this 12 with what value? Very good, the upper boundary, right? The upper class boundary is what you're plotting 12 with. So you're plotting 12 with 10.5, 20.5, 30.5, 40.5, 50.5. Everybody okay with that? Do your scale and you're plotting those points. Everybody have graph paper? Right, I've in the office $5. Anybody need? Anybody need? Very good.
Listen, I was infected and I out of our job.
Oh yeah, use the scale, right? Use the scale. They don't need negative access. They don't need negative access, so you're doing this. Don't draw the code down the middle. So use here and here. Okay? Don't draw this. Just draw it here and here. Okay? You don't need negative access. Oh yeah. Sketch this up. And then what does the shape look like? Kind of S, right? Right? That's kind of S. Elongate to that. It's not kind of S. Follow this scale, right? 2 centimeters, 10 on the x-axis, 1 centimeter to 10 on the y-axis. When you're buying graph paper, you can't get these, right? I can get it press over for you to get like this, light like this, right? Right? When it's dark like this, you don't see it. It's good. Oh yeah, follow the scale. Right? Oh yeah. So from this, I'm going to show you how to get median, how to get upper quartile, lower quartile. Right, should be almost done. Let's check out the sheet there. That's why you cut it 10.5 over there. So your hydroqual is halfway between, right? Right, in between 10 and 11. It should be a nice, huh? Are you quite confused? It doesn't feel? Right, but so it's 2 centimeters, 10 on the x earlier. No, not 1, 7.1. On the x axis, 2 centimeters is 10. What do I do here? How do I? All right, so but I mean, mine's wouldn't come out too good, but I'll try a little thing in the corner here, just to give you an idea what you should have. 2 centimeters, so you're counting 2 blocks, 10, 20, 30, and so on, right? On the on the y-axis, every 1 block, 10, 20, 30, 40, right? No, you have to follow what they say. So they say 2 centimeters, 10, right? You will not be able to fit 100 there on the y-axis. That's why you have to follow the scale. So the first point you're going to plot 10.5 somewhere here, 12 somewhere here, right? So it might look like that. Right? Next 20.5, 40, 20.5 right next to it, 40 somewhere here. Right? And you'll go up and you'll get a shape like that. You can do that. Right? Look at the scale. Look at the scale. Put in the values. Actually, you gotta fix the scale first. Hurry up, I'm waiting on you. Everybody get up? We're getting trouble again. But you must follow this scale, right? Look at this speed I have. 0, 10. Well, I need 12. Can you shape that?
Yeah.
All right. Next part. All right, so let's take a look at the next part. On your graph, get the median. On the graph, get the median. Median is what? Median is the middle, right? So you have 0 to 100. So the median is where? 50. So you have to read off at 50, right? So go on your graph, start at 50, go across, come down. Tell me what you get. Start at 50 on the Y, no, on the Y. Right, start at 50, use your ruler, go across to the graph. When it touches the curve, come back down onto the x-axis. And tell me what you get. So start at 50 on the Y. I'm gonna show you, right? So start at 50 here. When it touches the graph, come down and read off the answer. 24. Malachi, sit down, come up, please. You ain't getting no call. Stop messaging me, right?
Read my message.
All right, 24. Are you okay with that? So your median is 24, you all said? 24. We'll go with 24. Right? Since it's practice, find your lower quartile one time. Find 25% of the way. Find lower quartile, upper quartile. The lower quartile is where? At what value? If it's 100, divide by 4. That's 25, right? Upper quartile will be at 100 divided by 3/4. So that'll be 75. Everybody getting 24, right? For median. Well, again, that, well, close to that. Yeah. It's based on how you connect your little curves. Why I divide by 4? That was just to show you how to get in quartiles. The lower quartile will be 25, upper quartile will be at the 75 value. So read off 25 and then go and read off 75. What you get? You connect it yet? Are you only making up us? Oh no, now it work. Correct, scale.
Yes.
Right, but it's not 10, right? It's 10.5. So this is 10, you're on 10. 10.5 is in between these two. Because this is 10, this is 11. So you're plotting in between. You have to be exact, right? Yeah? Right? Check out where you get the Q1 and Q3. A little. Right. And last part. What you all got to Q1? 16? And the Q3? 33, 35, again, 35, 33. All right. It's based on how your curve is, so the value will be off a little, right? Just use your values. And last part. Find the probability that are chosen at random, it will be less than 35. What do? How do you figure out how many is less than 35? So the probability, what's the total number of packages? 100. But how many packages are less than 35? How are we doing that? Huh? Any ideas? Taking away what? Any ideas? So you want to get the mass that corresponds to less than 35. Now you have to go the other way around. Go on the x-axis and find 35. Then come up and read it off. So go on the x-axis. Go on the x-axis, read off 35, go up, touch the graph, come back across. Yeah. 35 on the X, go up, touch the graph, then go back across. How much you all got? So much? 82? All right. So the answer will be 82 over 100. That's all. Okay? But you have to go the other way around, right? Start from the X and read off the Y. Yeah? Go over. Median. Median is you go on the Y-axis and you look for the middle. So if the highest bar is 100, look for the middle. That'll be 50. Or just divide the highest by 2. And then start at 50, go across, come down and read it. All right, so that's it for that. Let's see if we can squeeze in one more now. All right, here's an example of a histogram. You don't have to draw anything, so we wouldn't take long, right? Here's an example of a histogram. You all recognize that the histogram have no gaps, right? You're seeing that? No gaps. Yeah, today's 11. Today's 11, tomorrow is 12. Half 8 to 12 tomorrow. and no class Friday. All right, and the next class will be on the 30th, I think. Huh? I mean, today, 11 o'clock.
Like, what do you mean, like, when?
Tuesday, 12 o'clock. Today, 11 o'clock. Today, normal time, 1 o'clock. Tomorrow, it finishes 2 o'clock. Right, so tomorrow, maths finishing 12 o'clock, right? And physics will finish 3 o'clock. Right? Right. Let's see if we can fill out this table here. Midpoint of 1 to 10, 5.5. Midpoint of right. Midpoint of 21 to 30 is how much? Work it out fast now. Add up the values and divide by 2. 25.5. Next one is, and last one is, nice. Let's find the frequency. You might be able to see, but I'll help you. How you'll get the frequency for 1 to 10 from the graph. What you do? Bradley, what you do? Huh? How you just get the frequency from the graph? What? Right, so basically you're just reading the value of, right? 18. Right, and then you read off here, that's 25. Then you read off here, that's 23. Then you read off here, that's 20. Then you read off here, that's 14. Are you okay with that? So you're just reading off the bars. You also need to remember how to do the reverse, right? The frequencies will give you the height, and the boundaries will give you the range down here. Please do not plot 1 to 10. What do you plot? You're going to plot 0.5 to 10.5. Right? Don't forget that, right? What's the modal interval? Which one here is the modal interval? The one with the highest, right? So it's what? To 20.5. Nice. Right, sorry, they're online. I got disconnected. I don't know why. All right, sorry, they're online. I lost that question. All right, so that was just to show you. Okay, I lost the question, but I'll just show you. I'll just make up an example, and I want you to just find the mean here, please. Find the mean. Right, I am giving you the midpoint values, and I'm giving you some frequency. I think it was what, 5.5, 15.5, 25.5, 35.5. I'll cut it short, right? Here was 8, here was 12, here was 19, and here was 21. Right. How do you find the mean? What's the formula for mean for group data? Sum of f of x all over the sum of f. How do you get sum of f? Add up here. How do you get sum of fx? You have to find fx everywhere and then sum it up. What is f by x? Tishana? What is fx? How do you find fx? If you have f and you have x, multiply. Go ahead. Multiply, divide, tell me what you get. Oh, yeah. Use a calculator. Multiply each one out, tell me what you get, and then add it up. Quick, quick, quick. Huh? This one is? Okay, yeah, work it out in your book. Work it out in your book and find the mean. Quality. Right, so multiply each one and add it up and divide. We all said you're on the trig max or angles and circles. Trigs or angles and circles. Circles. All right, tomorrow. Well, you can choose which one, right? That's what I get. Right, help me out here, please. 5.5 by 8 is how much? 44. 12 by 15.5. 100 and? Next one. 19 by 25.5. 400 and? 484.5. Last one. 21 by 35.5. The last one. 35.5 by 21.
725.5.
When you add up all, how much you get? When you add up everything?
1,460.
And when you add up frequencies, so it's 1460 over 60. 60 will cancel and you'll get 14. Yeah? 24.3. Anybody else get that? Exact value? Right. So that's the way you find mean. Right? Take a 1 minute break. Let's start trigs. Let's sit down. 1 minute. think about life, think about how good everything going, and then start some trigs. Right, next topic is trigs. So we're going to do trigs, non-right angle, and hopefully bearings as well. So tomorrow, that I will leave us with angles and circles, vectors, matrices. Then I'll go back and do some like area and volume if we get time. Just, well, for homework, do two questions. I'm bringing it. I'll check it for you. That's not so bad. I don't plan to do that. But if time run out, then I will go back. If I have time run out. Area and volume and thing. I find area was of a rectangle. Of a rectangle, things are real bad. Things are real bad. All right, so let's take a look at all right, let's start. So when we're doing trigs, hold on, right? Trigs, right? So we are looking at two types of triangles: right angle triangles and non-right angle triangles, right? For right angle triangles, we are using all the rules here. So as soon as they identify as a right angle triangle, we're using Pythagoras theorem, right? We're using trig ratios, right? Right, so you have to find a way to remember it. You could use this so, ka, to, away. Right, so you have all these different things, but you have to learn them. And remember, you only use these rules when it's a right angle triangle. How you find opposite again? If the angle is here, opposite is the length that does not make the angle. Hypotenuse is opposite the right angle, and adjacent is next to the angle. Right, so for example, if you have one looking like this, let's say here is 90. Opposite the 90 is your hypotenuse. If your angle is here, here is your opposite, and here is your adjacent. All right, so you need to be able to find all the points, right? Next, area of a right angle triangle, half of base by height, right? That's for a right angle triangle. Normally, right angle triangles are not the problem, right? Problem is the what? Non-right angle. So how do we know when to use the non-right angle triangle rules when you have a non-right angle? Please remember, if your triangle looks like this, if your angle here is A, then opposite the angle will be the length A. Right? If your angle here is B, opposite B will be a length. Then here will be C, opposite will be the length. Are you okay with that? Cosine rule looks like this. When you're working it out, you work out this part first minus this part after, right? In the calculator, put brackets looking like that. Are you okay with that? Right. How do you know when the cosine rule? You use cosine rule whenever you have more lengths than angles, or whenever you have two lengths and the angle in the middle. When you have two lengths and the angle in the middle, most times you have to find the opposite length. Cosine rule. All right? So if you have more lengths than angles, cosine rule. If you have more angles than lengths, or angles equal to lengths, then you use sine rule. Right? Sine rule is the length over sine of the angle. Right? The length over sine of the angle. Then you have area of a right angle triangle. Sorry, non-right angle. Half AB sine C. Okay? Before we go and do bearings and things, let's practice using cosine and sine rule, right? Before we do that, I'm gonna show you bearings. How do you draw bearing? Bearings are always done from north in a clockwise direction. You always show all the angles and draw a large diagram. So watch this one here. B is on a bearing of 70 from A. So where do we start? Where do we start? From A. So you're starting at A and you're going in a clockwise direction till you reach 70. Right? If here is 70, how much is here? 20. If down there is 20, then up here is 20 as well, right? Remember this 0, right? Here and here equal. You're okay with that? Then they said C is due south of B. So we're starting at B and we're going down south till you reach the point C. Okay? So we're going to learn to apply this now. Right? Please remember, whenever you're drawing a bearing, it's from the north in a clockwise direction. All right? So we're going to do a few other questions and we're going to practice using the triangles, right? Before I go to our trig rule, let's try 2 examples here, right? Let's start here. What type of triangle is this? Find X. Let's see if we can find X. 5 is what? Opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? 5 is the opposite, and X is the. So which rule is that? And we have an angle. Which rule is that? Kaylee, which rule is this? Sine, cos, tan. Which rule is that? Huh? Sine, no. We have, huh? Oh, tan, you said, yes. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent. You're okay with that? Because I only have opposite and I only have adjacent. Right? Work it out fast, man. Tell me what you get for X. Work it out fast. Tell me what you get for X, please. So we end up with tan 10, right? Tan 10 is equal to opposite over adjacent. Two fractions, equal sign. Some people get into trouble to make x a subject, huh? Right? Practice over these things, right? Cross multiply, x tan 10 is equal to 5. X is equal to 5 over tan 10. 28. So much? 28.35. Let's go again. Oh, January 22. Next one. Suppose I gave you a triangle looking like this. Tell me what law it is. What law is this here? Cosine rule. Why? Because you have more lengths than angles. Right. And because you have two lengths and the angle in the middle. Go ahead, have fun. I'll write it here for you for those who didn't learn it as yet. A squared is b squared plus c squared. Right? By the way, remember, this will be a and this will be a b, right? Sorry. This will be a b and this will be a c. Right? And x will be your small e. And the angle is 40. Right? Work it out. In your mind, somewhere in the book. Work it out. Someone unpack up the book and thing. What's going on? Someone unpack up the bag already. Right? Those with a sharp calculator, put a bracket here and put a bracket here, right? If you have a sharp, you know you're a little behind in the game, so use the brackets properly. What you have? Without some more again. Don't forget this query the answer after, right? Raj have 9.75. Am I just get up? Yes, sir. Without quick. What you'll get for a squared? 9 to what? A squared is how much? When you work it out in a calculator. You need a calculator. Some of you all need a calculator. How much you get? 90 how much? Garage? 95.75. 95.18. Then you square root that. And you'll get 9.8. Everybody got enough? Get up. You got up? Put that straight in the calculator, right? Copy down. Let's go again. Everybody got that? 9.8? How many? You got that? 9.8? All right, let's start this bearings here one time. Take a little read. This is Jan 2017. Take a little read and let's fill in everything, right? I can write. I draw a diagram, right? Draw a diagram, put in ABC, see if we can put in the angles, and then we're gonna try and do it, right? Hurry up. I give him a penal charge here, right? Right, so it went on A, try and put in the bearing. How do you draw bearing again? From north in a clockwise direction. So put in the bearing 30 and then put in the length 90. And then they said C is due east of A, put in the length. And then find everything else, right? I'll do it shortly. I don't have a pen girl charge. So I wanted to take the information and see if we can label up a triangle. And once you label up a triangle, you'll be able to figure out the rest. Very good.
Just you.
Put in the angle. Put in the angle, right? Right, they gave it 30, but you need the angle on the inside. You try and figure out the angle on the inside. All right, let's see how it looks. Let's see if this pen come back up here. The pen not working. What's going on with my pen? Look in here. All right, last try. If the pen not working, I want to try something else. You are keeping me back, Mr. Pen. Oh, come back, boy. Right. So now we said that from A on a bearing of 30 is B. So that means here's 30 degrees. So how much is here? 60. Very good. 90 kilometers away. So the length is 90 kilometers. Then it travels to C 310 kilometers from of A, right? So 310 is here. You're okay with that? So what type of triangle is this? Right angle and non-right angle? Non-right angle. What do we have? Two lengths and the angle in the middle. So which rule we gonna use to find BC? Cosine rule, right? Cosine rule. Go ahead. And then we'll find the angle after. So they want you to find B to C first. Hurry up. Right, so I want to give you some time to practice cosine rule, right? Find cosine rule. And the next one most likely is the angle. So which rule is that? It's normally cosine and then sine. Try fast. Cosine rule. Cosine rule. Right? So that will be x squared is equal to 90 squared plus 310 squared. Oh, by the way, remember I told you, as we go along, if you find you're struggling and things, write down your topics, right? So if you know you can't use trigs or you can't use cosine rule, write it down. All right? I want that list tomorrow, right? 2 by 90 by 310 cosine 60. Right? Put it in the calculator. What you all got for x? Do it all at once. Work it out, square root one time. Oh, that is squared. Right, so that's x squared, right? 76. 300. And then when you square root that, how much you got? 276.1. Well, to the nearest kilometer, right? 276. You get that, Soraya? Next, the one, the angle ABC. Well, where is that? Where is the angle ABC? Up by B. What's the rule you're using now? Sine rule. Try it quick. Right, let's check out the let's check out sine rule. This is 276, right? So if you're using sine rule, remember, is the length over sine of the opposite angle. Length over sine of the opposite angle. All right, so if we're using 276, the opposite angle is sine 60. If we're using 310, the opposite angle is what? What's the opposite angle, Reeves? Reeves? Keanu? What's the opposite angle for 310? Opposite angle. The opposite angle will be sine theta. Okay? How do we solve for theta here? What's the first step? Faith, what's the first step here to solve for theta? How you gonna make theta the subject there? Cross multiply, right? So you will get 276 sine theta is 310 sine 60. And then solve for sine theta. Sine theta is 310 sine 60 all over 276. And then solve for theta. What you all got for theta? How much? 77 degrees. Work it out fast. 310 sine 60 divided by 276. And then find sine inverse of that. Work it out fast. Some people need a calculator. Some might need a calculator. You have one? Work it out, right? You have a calculator? You need to get a calculator. And again, one. Tomorrow. So why you use sine inverse? Because remember, you have to move sine here across the equal sign. While you're working on that, right? Why, Richard, why didn't you use 90 in sine rule? Why I didn't use 90 in the sine rule? Why I chose 276 and I chose 310? Huh? Is there an angle opposite to 90? That's why, right? There's no angle opposite to 90. Okay? Right, so we got 77. Right, last question. Determine the bearing of C from B. Where is that? That's this whole angle here, right? How much? 30? No. Bigger than that. Look how big it is. How much? 134. So let's see how they got that, right? So we're trying to get this angle here. Right? Underneath here is 77. Watch this here, right? I just erasing this here. Underneath there is 77. How much is here? How much is here? 60. If here is 60, then here is 60. And here is 90. One of the ways you could figure it out is you could say 360 minus 77 minus 60 minus 90. How much is that? 100 and? 100 and how much? How much you get there, Rational? One how much? 134. Okay, I want to show you again. For those who not seen it back, right? Watch this here. You'll see in there? So watch this here. Here was 60. Here was 30. Here was 77. They're trying to find here. So if I figure out here, and I can minus this and this from 360. Yeah? So I am trying to figure it out. So I'm going to split it up. Here is 90 for sure. Right? That's west to north. Are you okay with that? So how much is here? This angle here is equal to this angle here. So that's 60. So it means that theta is 360 minus 90 minus 60 minus 77. And we got 134. I forgot already. 134. Okay? So you have to remember all of that. Let's go again. Next one. Next one. One more. One more. Yeah. So you want to split here, I mean? Okay, okay. Do that. Yeah. Yeah. That could work too. Let's go again. Right? Let's see if you can do part 1 and 2. Just part 1 and 2 before gathering, right? Take a little read, show a diagram, and we will pick spices to do this one on the board. Between spices and branches. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and find. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah. We had to find the angle KLM and then the length here. But just leaving it here for you to draw a diagram. Oh yeah. Draw a diagram, let's put in all the angles. Yeah, and we'll do part of it as well. right? Put in your note and put in the angle. I want to change, right? Oh yeah. Put in the angle quickly. Right, I'm moving it up, right? Right, they said KLM, L is on a bearing of 40 from M. So I want to see a 40 in diagram. From K, yeah, sorry. And M is due south of L. Right, try those 3 parts there fast. Let's see how far you reach. Remember, and I've seen it wrong in people's diagrams. Right, remember, the bearing is always drawn from the north in a clockwise direction, right? So start at north and go in a clockwise direction. Starting from here, right? 40 going here. Right, they want you to get KLM and they want you to get the length after. That's now you see. I'm gonna put in the diagram just now. Look at where they want you to get the angle, right? And after you get the angle, find the length KM. All right, so let's see if the diagram correct. Right, everything else there, right? Good. So here's what they want us to get. They told us that the bearing of L from K is 40. So you're starting at north and you're going this way. So here is 40 degrees, right? Then they said M is due south of L. So what does that mean? It means that here is parallel to here. So if here is 40, it means here is also 40. That's okay? So you cannot just put 40 there earlier. If you write 40 here, right, it will help you with part 2 and 3, but you will get the first part wrong because you left out 40 there. All right? Right? So part 1, we did it. Part 2, we did it. Part 3, they want us to find KM. What's the rule we're going to use here? We have more lengths and angles, right? Look at it again. You have 2 lengths and the angle in the middle. So which rule is that? Cosine rule. Go ahead. Use cosine rule and be done, right? That's the last part. Well, I should make it do your next part. Find X, please. You'll understand why it's cosine rule. You have 2 lengths and the angle in the middle, right? Most times, I don't want to say all the time, but most times when you're doing a bearing question, it's asked you to use cosine rule first and then sine rule. All right? All right, so you should have x squared is equal to 80 squared. You're looking at picking B and C. B and C are the lengths that make the angle, right? In the formula. 80 squared minus 2 by 80 by 120 cosine 40. You can do that straight in the calculator, square root it one time and write the answer. So you don't have to round off, right? Anybody getting trouble for putting in the calculator? Anybody having problems doing that in the calculator? Are you just square root it, right? Check it back again, right? Work out this, and then work out this, and then square root the whole thing. Do it all at once, right? Practice doing it all at once, right? How much you got? 78. Anybody not getting this? Everybody got this? 78. Anybody get in trouble? I'll show you it. Huh? You can bring a calculator and I'll show you how to get it. All right. All right. Well, for today, that's it for today.